because we're, well, steady bridge on Flower Field, and
Hello folks, it's Saturday and welcome to weekly vlog number 8, I think. Yes, I've managed to film on a Saturday today because I've been out today and I've been into Manchester to a zine fest, Multitudes Zine Festival. And I picked up a load of stuff, so I thought I'd do a bit of a show and tell. But it was in a sort of a function room in a hotel in Manchester city centre, and it was full of lovely people, lots of LGBTQIA plus stall holders and visitors and stuff, and it was just a really lovely space. But yeah, it was busy. But I thought I'd show you what I got. I went in there with a budget and I pretty much managed to stick to it. So yeah, I've got a variety of things. Got a couple of little sort of postcardy things. That one, it's freaking bats. I love stuff like that. I'll just go up on my wall here in the studio. I got a bookmark, trans bookmark. So yeah, any bookmarks, always go for bookmarks. Got chatting to someone on the store who's an artist, so I picked up one of their little prints. I really like their colour work, really good. The zines were a little bit outside of my budget, but I really liked their stuff, so I picked up this. Then I got this fantastic pack of stuff, which was like ridiculously cheap for what's in it. This was what actually kind of attracted me to it to start with. Is this zine here. This is an artist and researcher and writer called Alex Herod, the Better with Books Club. And Alex is a writer, counsellor, researcher and marketer. But yeah, she was selling her zines, and this is all about kind of her love of horror. And getting into writing horror and stuff like that, and she talks in this about kind of loving point horror books as a kid, and like Alien and Poltergeist and Blair Witch and Scream and stuff like that. So some just really interesting, really lovely person as well to talk to. That's kind of got just a really interesting kind of layout and stuff. Really liked that. But yeah, in that pack there's other bits of her zines. Short story zine, The Wallpaper Girl, one of her short stories in it. Kind of an activity journal about how reading can make us better mentally, things like that. Part of her PhD research. It says, looking at the therapeutic benefits of both reading and writing life stories, connecting with our own stories and those of other people. I believe this can happen through fiction as well as traditional autobiographies. So I'm really looking forward to having a proper read of that. Reading for Recovery, another sort of little zine about that kind of thing. So lots of stuff in there. Very interested to get to know her stuff a bit better. And what else? Another bookmark. And there's a little pin badge and stuff like that in there. That was a great little pack for £5. £5. But actually that stuff's made me kind of think, do you know what, some of my short stories, rather than kind of keep saving stuff up and sending it out on submission or saving it up for a collection, part of me is kind of really inspired to maybe like make some zines out of it, some sort of like really nice quality zines like these. But like just kind of get stuff out there. It's like I really quite like that idea. So I'm gonna have a think about that. And then I picked up this, which I think this is fantastic. It's called the Bookmarked. And this was from a stall that was all kind of books, gaming type books, in terms of like, you know, tabletop games, sort of game books, that kind of thing. And this, it says on the back, wield books off your shelf as if they were spell books in a vast post-apocalyptic future. In this game, you use a book from your shelf as a sci-fi spell book called a cipher to traverse the verdant ruins of an advanced civilization. Your cipher can take control of powerful ancient robotic technology by reprogramming them using the words from your book. And it's designed to kind of like, you know, get you to delve into your bookshelves with some of those books that have been there for ages, kind of getting you using them, reading them, exploring them in a different way, and playing a game at the same time. And I love the artwork for this. There's loads of like lovely illustrations in this. It's all kind of, you know, about how you play the game, you know, how you do the RPGs, lots of like great charts and stuff like that in it. And yeah, the person that I bought it from, who had lots of different books on the store from lots of different people, this happened to be theirs, so I chatted to them about it as well. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. This is created and designed by Freddie Watkins and Andrew Marks, and I'm not sure whether it was Freddie or Andrew that I met, but yes, absolutely excellent. So I'm really looking forward to like giving that a go. And then there's one more thing that I picked up, which is not a zine, but one of the stalls had just a little box of second-hand books, which they were selling for like as a pay what you feel, recommended minimum donation of £2, and I spotted this and had to get it immediately, and that is We Both Laughed in Pleasure, the Selected Diaries of Lou Sullivan, 1961 to 1991. I have been on the lookout for this for ages, and I've not been able to find it in any bookshops, and knew it's quite expensive. And so when I saw this second hand, so I gave them more than £2 for it. It's definitely worth more than £2 for it. But yeah, I wanted the hard copy rather than the ebook, because it is just kind of excerpts, you know, from Lou Sullivan's diaries. I mean, if you don't know who Lou Sullivan is, I'd say have a good Google. But an incredibly important visionary figure in trans history, trans community, a gay trans man, and just really important in terms of as an activist, a writer, etc. Has left quite a legacy, certainly in the US, for trans healthcare, trans community, etc. So yeah, I've been wanting to read this for ages, so I'm just really happy to have found like a good quality second-hand copy, especially for like, you know, such a good price. So yes, so that is the final purchase I made today whilst I was in Manchester. Certainly on the book side of things anyway. I also went to the art shop for supplies and things like that, but you've seen a load of that before. It's just more of the same stuff that I needed to pick up. So yes, an incredibly enjoyable day, even though it was absolutely horribly busy in Manchester on a Saturday. I usually avoid it on a Saturday at all costs, but this was one day where I was like, no, I'm going to the Zine Fest. And yeah, as I say, it sparked something off in my mind about like, how do I implement that with my own artwork and my own writing? So I'm going to have a think about that next week. I think that's something I can have a little mull over on, maybe try some things out. And yeah, get some stuff out there potentially in more of a zine form, or like just small, you know, nice but public, you know, simple but well produced publications, rather than just, you know, saving stories up to be kind of published in a more traditional way. Yeah, it might be a way to combine my art and my writing a little bit more. Right, I think it's time for some tea. We've got a very cheeky Marks and Spencer's curry for tea. They do a nice deal in Marks and Sparks, so we are making use of it tonight. And then it'll either be more reading. I need to finish off The Executioner really tonight. Yeah, either more reading or possibly a film with my lovely wife. I'll see what she's up for. So I will check back in with you later. So good evening, folks. I've spent the evening reading, although I messed up a little bit. I wanted to read The Executioner, which is on Internet Archive, but my iPad battery had run down, so that has been charging for the evening. So I've dipped into week 3 of GarbAugust's reading, slightly early, to start tomorrow, week 3. But I thought I would crack on with that because I've got quite a few books for week 3, which is Sex and or Violence. And tonight's offering is very much both. I've been reading Horror Smut by Christine Morgan, short stories of horror and smut, and yeah, it's quite horrifically smutty. It's reasonably extreme. It's creative. I will give it that. It's quite creative, but yeah, it's some quite interesting stuff in there. Well written, and yes, as I say, creative. So yeah, so that's what I've been reading tonight. So I might continue with that for a little bit, and then play a game, watch some booktube, perhaps something like that. But that's pretty much me done for the evening, I think. So I will catch up with you tomorrow. Okay, so Sunday I didn't get a huge amount done. I certainly didn't get any pieces to camera filmed, so I'll give you a brief recap of what Sunday was. I chilled out upstairs with the cat, gave her a lap for a little bit, did a bit of reading, but mostly fell asleep. Then we took Marvin out to a new dog field that we'd found a couple of villages over from where we are. And it's got some lovely views overlooking the moors, and Marv just ran around like a complete idiot for an hour. So that was quite an enjoyable little trip out. Came home, had some tea, and then took advantage of the fact that Marv was flat out. We broke him a little bit in the field. And so I sat down and read a bit of The Executioner that evening, and nearly got it finished. But that was pretty much my entire Sunday. Come on, the mouse. Come on. So, hello folks, it is Monday. It is almost the end of Monday. In fact, it's nearly tea time. 7 o'clock coming up. I've had a very productive day doing lots of training today. I got through loads of exercises, units. In fact, I've only got like an exercise left, and then I've finished this first course, and I'll be straight on to the second one. So that's all good. I've been looking up how to start my own little publishing company for my own stuff. Yeah, just generally kind of doing bits of research today. It's been quite an office admin type day today. But yes, last night I read some more of The Executioner, Vegas Vendetta. I'm about 20 pages off the end of that. I didn't quite get through it all last night. I was getting a bit tired, so I put it down and I'll finish that tonight. That's a little bit late from last week, but it's nearly done. It's not bad. It wasn't as good as the one I read last year, but still entertaining little men's adventure story. Lots of stuff about the mob and drugs and vendettas and all that silly action stuff. What else did I read? I read a little bit more of Horror Smut. And then I've put that down for a bit. I will come back to that later in the week. It's short stories, so I can dip in and out a bit. But yeah, the one that I kind of read last night was a bit much maybe for me. Maybe a little bit on the extreme side for me. Yeah. So yes, I'll give that one a little break and come back to that when I've had a little break. So The Executioner tonight, and then I think I'm going to try and get through Who Goes There, because it's very short, and I need to get that read because it's one of my science fiction for the somewhat hesitant stories pieces that I'm reading this month. So I think I'm going to try and get that done, because then I can do the review video for that on Friday this week. I'm struggling with this Michael Crichton, this micro that I started a couple of weeks ago now. It's on audiobook, and I don't know, it's just, I'm not feeling it at the moment. I'm not feeling the impetus to kind of listen to it. So I'll see how that goes. I might dip back into it and see if I can get into it a bit. But if not, I might put that aside and come back to Michael Crichton when I'm not quite so snowed under with GarbAugust stuff. So I might have to prioritise and save Michael Crichton for a time when I can actually focus on it a bit better. And I've got, you know, I'm in the mood for it. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm up to with my reading at the moment. I've got quite a bit to get through this week for week 3, Sex and or Violence. Might swap a few things around, but I'm going to have a think about that later. But yes, other than that, it's time for tea and another relaxing evening with some books. Good evening, folks. So I have finished The Executioner. That is Executioner number 9, Vegas Vendetta. Yeah, that wrapped up quite a bit towards the end, actually. That was good fun. As I say, not as good as the one set in Soho that I read last year, but that might just be because I obviously know sort of Soho and kind of a bit more of the kind of the culture of the time it was set and things like that, and also it was just a bit more of a bonkers plot. Whereas this one was very Vegas, and yeah, it had a couple of lulls in it in terms of its pace, but it was still good fun, so very enjoyable. And then I've started Who Goes There by John W. Campbell. That The Thing was based on, the short story that The Thing was based on. And I'm not very far into that because I'm quite tired, and I started reading it and kind of went, no, I need to read this when I'm like properly like compos mentis, because even in the first few pages I was like, this is really good, I really like the writing in this, but I want to be able to properly take it in. So I'm gonna get back to that and finish that tomorrow. It's very short. I think it's only about 30 or 40 pages, something like that, in the edition that I've got. So yeah, it won't take me long to read. So I might even read that on my lunch or something tomorrow. But yes, so far just a few pages in, very good. So yes, so I will return to that tomorrow. But for tonight, I'm going to stop with the reading because my eyes are a bit done for the reading, and play a little game or something before bed and watch some YouTube, things like that. So yes, so I will catch you in the morning. There's so much noise. Hello folks, it's Tuesday today, a little bit of a different day today. I'm just waiting for a man to come and fit us with some super fast fibre optic broadband. So that'll be fun. Yes, Dee Dee, yes, you'll have a friend in a bit that you can bother. So yes, so Mrs. has taken the dog out for the afternoon. He's got his haircut booked in anyway, so that'll take a while. And then she'll keep him out the way whilst the fella's here, putting in all the new wires and all that kind of stuff. So I'm basically taking the afternoon sort of off, because I don't know when I'm going to have internet. I've got it at the moment, but when he gets here, I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to need to be downstairs. So I'm basically going to sit and read, maybe sit and listen to an audiobook, do some drawing, so I could do bits of work. And yeah, just chill out really until he's here and he's done with our super fast, hopefully, new broadband. That's the plan for today. I shall update you when we hopefully have super duper speedy internet later on. So the internet man has been, and I have now jumped from about 47 megabytes download a second to 500 plus. And the upload is hugely faster as well, which will make my life uploading my booktube videos a lot easier, because at the moment they take flipping forever. So yes, so that's good. So I'm enjoying super duper fast broadband. But yes, it's getting towards the end of the day now, so I've just been kind of fiddling around with a few bits of art ideas, things like that. And then this evening, I think I will get Who Goes There read. Get that finished, because then I can film the video for that tomorrow. I am going to have a trip out tomorrow and I will take you along with me. I'm going to go to the library I think, and try and find some short books for Shorty September. I'm going to do some online stuff as well for that, but I want to just see what the library's got, see what takes my fancy, see what short stuff they've got in stock. So yes, but for this evening I want to get Who Goes There finished, and then maybe try and finish off horror smut as well. And then I can move on to some of the other sex and or violence books that I've got for this week. But for now, I think audiobook and Warhammer models is in order. Hello folks, it's Wednesday and I'm in my local town of Glossop, and let's go to the library, shall we? Oh, that was quite a mission in the end. Just got home, train was flipping delayed, spent way longer in the library than I thought I would, then finding things that I needed to buy in the shops, you know, like food things, which is the main reason why I'd gone, in addition to the library. Just one of those where I was just like, oh, I'm trailing around, I just want to go home now. So yes, so now it is rather late on. It's like, you know, late lunchtime. I need to have lunch and then go and film a video for this evening, and then, you know, try and do some work. Oh my God. It's just one of those mornings where I'm just like, where's the day going? Where's the day going today? But I did go to the library, as you've seen, and I did get 3 things for Shorty September. So I know very little about all of them, which is kind of the reason why I went to the library, just to browse. So first of all, we got some poetry by Candice Siobhan Walker, who is a poet with quite a mixed background, writer and artist of Jamaican, Canadian, saltwater, Geechee and Welsh heritage. So should be some interesting stuff in these poems, I should think. Yeah, it's called Cowboy, and I flicked through it and I thought, yeah, these look really interesting. So I've got that. I picked up Concrete Island by J.G. Ballard. This will be the second Ballard that I read. This is only like 120 pages or something. This is about a man who gets stuck on a traffic island, essentially, of 3 converging motorways. I can't get anybody to help him out, so I'll give that one a crack. And then I also found this, Patricia Highsmith, Little Tales of Misogyny. So short stories, short sort of bits. And I've never read any Patricia Highsmith. So, and I keep hearing a lot about her stuff. I mean, obviously, because Ollie is reading his way through all of her, you know, back catalogue with Anne Novella. So yeah, so I thought, well, do you know what? Good idea just to dip into some Highsmith writing in short form. So that's why I picked that one up. And then I've got other stuff on my shelves, or, you know, as digital ebooks through my subscriptions and stuff that I can use for any other bits for Shorty September. But successful trip to the library for some short stuff. It was nice, just literally, I just went around every single shelf in the fiction section and upstairs in the kind of like poetry and literature kind of section. And basically just looked for things that looked short. And I found a few possibles, but those were the ones that I picked. Don't want to go overboard. But I did notice they've got a lot of new stuff in as well, actually, in my library. They've got quite a bit of new stock in, so they've got some interesting titles. So I will have to go back another month and just have a browse and pick some stuff up, just sort of a random library haul. So anyway, enough blathering. I need to crack on. So yes, upstairs, get some lunch eaten, charge my phone, and then film my video. So yes, I'll catch you later on. So that was a little bit of a rushed afternoon. I managed to get my week 2 wrap up for GarbAugust filmed and edited and up. That is now live. So yes, I will do some more filming tomorrow, I think. Yes, I'm going to go and get some tea now. I've got a cheeky ready meal tea of like a nice ham gratin in the fridge, because my missus has been out at the cricket today. I think she's on her way home now, but yeah, we're having separate teas. And then I'll settle down with some sex and or violence reading tonight. I think I'm going to have a crack at this Flacker Ferret Frenzy novella tonight. That sounds entertaining, so I'll give that one a go. I did manage to finish Who Goes There last night, so I read that and got that ticked off. But very briefly, oh, that was good. I very much liked that. Yeah, that's a really, really good short story, novella. I guess novella probably. Yeah, I mean, I love The Thing, which is obviously the film that was based on it. But I think I like the story just as much as the film. But I really like some of the writing in that. Yes. Hello folks, it's Thursday. It's the end of the day. Quick update from me. Busy day today. Yes, I managed to read Flacker Ferret Frenzy last night, a little novella about killer ferrets getting hopped up on drugs and going on a rampage. Great concept, great idea, not so much with the execution, I think is what I'd say about that one. The writing let it down quite a bit. But yeah, interesting and, you know, fun concept and a very short read. So not all bad, but yeah, not the best, I have to say. A little disappointing. I think it could have been so much more funny. The writing let it down. I'll say that the writing did let it down. But you win some and you lose some, as I say. And I do like the idea of it a lot because I love ferrets. Although these ones not so much. So I managed to read that last night, so that ticks off another couple of boxes on the bingo board. I'm one story away from finishing Horror Smut. That one's nearly done, so I need to pick up something else as well. So I've got Death Cult, I think it's called, to read, so I might try that one. That one's quite short. And I'm sure I know there's some other sex and or violence books. Slugs is another one, but I might not get to that. It's a bit longer and I'm not sure whether I'll have time. So yes, I might start that tonight, but I think I'll probably go for one of the shorter ones. What are you doing? What are you sitting there weird? Good evening, folks. So I've had a little bit of the evening reading, but I'm flipping tired tonight, so I didn't read quite as much as I wanted, but I did at least finish Horror Smut by Christine Morgan. I finished the last story in that. So that one's done. That's a mixed bag, that one. All of it is decent writing, some really good ideas, a couple of stories that I actually thought were really effective, that I really liked. A couple that were kind of a bit, it's all right, just maybe not my cup of tea in terms of their content, and then a couple that were just a bit like, yeah, no, that's too much for me, thanks, in terms of its extremity, a bit too gross for me, a bit too extreme, but still a good experience overall. And I would definitely look at more of Christine Morgan's stuff, because some of her descriptive work, her atmosphere setting and her prose style, things like that. She's got some really nice prose actually in some parts of that, and there's some good humor as well. Like she can bring the funny as well. And I know that there's a book of hers called Trench Mouth, which is kind of a comedy horror sort of deep sea fish and human experimentation and weird stuff like that. So I think I'll check that one out. There's a couple actually of hers which look bonkers, so I think I'll check them out. But yes, so that's another one finished for GarbAugust with horror smut, and certainly one to go on the bingo board under things I wouldn't want to be seen reading on the bus or in public. So yes, so I haven't started anything else. I think I will probably leave that for tomorrow now. I think I'm going to have to come up with a plan for some other stuff to finish off week 3 of sex and or violence, because I'm not going to get everything read that I'd got on the list. I've been a bit slow this week. So yes, so I'll have to have a think about that tomorrow and come up with an alternative plan to fill those squares on the bingo board that I might not get round to reading the books for that I'd originally got planned. But that's the job for tomorrow. For tonight, I'm going to watch a bit of TV and then get an early night because, yeah, I'm beat. So I will see you in the morning. Get Wilma. Where's Wilma? Where's Wilma? Good morning, folks. It is Friday today. I have started the morning by finishing my first proofreading course. I've just taken the assessment on it and I passed. Yay. Yay me. Yeah, I passed with like 94%, which was way better than I thought. So really happy with that. And now I can progress on to the next level of it, which I will start on Monday. So that's one out the way. I'm really enjoying it. It's really good actually, and I'm kind of I feel confident with it, which is excellent. So yes, so that's been my morning so far. So yes, so that's pretty much it for this week then, folks. As I say, I'm kind of still ticking along with my reading. I've got 1 or 2 things left to finish for week 3 of GarbAugust, and then we're into novelizations week next week. I have had a little think this morning once I had breakfast about some changes to make to next week's TBR. So I'm going to swap a couple of things out and put a couple of things in, just to kind of alleviate some of the reading load, if you like, that I had on my plate. I don't think I'll get through everything that I wanted to. So I've put an audiobook in there and a nice short little novelisation to switch out some of the longer stuff that I just don't think I'll get through. As usual, I've overfaced myself, but I can save it. I can save it by swapping some stuff out. So yes, so that'll do, I reckon, from me this week. I will be back on possibly Tuesday with a tag video if I get a chance to film it over the weekend. If not, on Wednesday with my week 3 GarbAugust wrap up. So I do hope you will join me for that then. But thank you very much for watching, folks. As always, do drop your thoughts, etc. in the comments below. It's always lovely to hear from you. But yes, from me, for now, that's ta-ra.